Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to review the trailer for The Marvels. It's a teaser trailer for The Marvels. It doesn't really give away too much information other than certain aspects that we had all been kind of guessing and showing characters who we all predicted were going to be in this. Now, before the trailer ever even came out, we all knew that it was going to center around Captain Marvel 2 became The Marvels because of Kamala Khan, Ms.Marvel. Obviously, a great show, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw Ms.Marvel, but I thought it was a great show. I thought Ms.Marvel might have been a top 5 show. Also, Ms.Marvel is the highest rated comic book project of I don't know, ever. I think it is. It's a 98%. So Ms.Marvel is a great show. Love Ms.Marvel. Love Vellani. I love that actress, young actress. She's gonna steal. She is such a find for Marvel. She was such an amazing casting for Ms.Marvel, and the show was awesome. But other than that, and Monica Rambo, as we saw her in the original Captain Marvel, and we got to see the grown-up version of her in WandaVision, and she gave a great performance, and everyone was kind of hyped for that. Now, the Captain Marvel movie. Everyone has their opinions about that movie. Personally, I was disappointed by the Captain Marvel movie. I thought it would be much better than what it was, but I still enjoyed what it was. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it for what it was. And ironically, like a couple people, the more I saw it, I've seen it a few times, the more I saw it, the more I was like, okay, it's not that fucking bad. It's kind of like, Iron Man 2, to me. Where like, the more like, no, not Iron Man 2. Which one am I thinking about? Is it Iron Man 2? No, it's like Iron Man 2 or Age of Ultron. The more I see it, the more I'm like, okay, it's not as great as it should have been, and it ain't top 10 MCU, but it ain't total dog shit either. It's not the worst of the worst. You know, calm down. But admittedly, it wasn't as great as I hoped it would be. And Brie Larson, while I didn't mind her as Captain Marvel and even thought she was better when in her appearances in Endgame, I was like, I wish they did give her a little bit more to chew on in that role. Carol Danvers has a lot in the comics, a lot of different layers to her in the comics, with her stuff with her friends and the stuff out in outer space. Like, there's a lot to Captain Marvel. Even classic Captain Marvel had some really dark moments to her and dark chapters in her comic book runs. But I'm getting sidetracked. A lot of people were nervous about a Captain Marvel 2. Now, you knew they were going to make a Captain Marvel 2 because the original Captain Marvel made over $1 billion. And I know some people like to contribute the money that the original Captain Marvel made to its close proximity to the Avengers movies. But you know, Ant-Man 2 came out, Ant-Man and the Wasp came out in close proximity to the Avengers movies. That movie didn't make over $1 billion. So, you know, it's not just that. Obviously, it's not just that. You know, obviously there's more to it than that. You know, Black Widow was one of the first movies out the gate, and it didn't make over $1 billion. And it was the next movie after the big movies. So, Infinity War did contribute to the grossing of the original Captain Marvel to a degree, but other people really enjoyed it. Like, other than the, you know, obviously, you got the sexist, bigot, you know, section of the nerddom who have already hated on this trailer, by the way. Like, already hated on this trailer. Same guys who, on a smaller note, are angry about Princess Peach, but I'll save that for another trailer. I'll save that for another day, that video for a different day. Either way, the trailer itself, to me, pure fun. From using Beastie Boys' Intergalactic song, which is a great song by Beastie Boys. Love that song. And it has this interesting, fun premise. Now, they have we know that vaguely Carol Danvers and Kamala Khan's and even Spectrum, Monica Rambo's powers are quantum in nature. And there has been mention in the Ant-Man series of a quantum entanglement. Now, we never saw what the fuck that actually means, but they've mentioned it multiple times in the Ant-Man movies. And it seems like, at least from this, somehow, some way, all three of these ladies' powers get entangled to such a degree that anytime one of them uses their powers, the other gets teleported to that one's location. They trade locational spots. And that's interesting because it sets up, because first of all, it forces them to be a team. There is a reason they're together. It ain't just, these three girls want to hang out. It's like, no. Their powers are linked to one another, and they quite literally cannot use these. It's safe for them to be together. They can't separate. If they separate, then they're gonna fuck everything up. So they have to be together. So it's a very fun premise. It's a very fun and interesting concept to force these to logically get these characters to be in the same room together. Because what a lot of people were worried about, and some people, the A-Force thing, a lot of people were worried about was, okay, it's just going to be a bunch of women together, but you're going to have no reason for... It's the people who complained about the scene in Avengers Endgame when all the women happened to be in the one location at the same time. And it never bothered me because because the chances of them being in the same place at the same time is slim and it's a little forcing, but also the chances of a fucking talking raccoon in a giant tree is ridiculous. So what are we talking about here? This is all fantasy and bullshit anyways, all of it. So I can suspend my disbelief that these women happen to be in the same spot at the same time. That ain't hard compared to everything else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But even I have to admit, I was curious about how they were going to get all these women to team up, just these women specifically, and if they were going to have an actual good reason for it. And their powers being entangled to the degree where they can't use them without switching places, that's a good reason for them to team up. To at least to not only figure a way to untangle themselves, figure out how they got tangled. So that seems like it's going to be the big mystery, big plot of the movie is how are they tangled and how can they untangle this? Because they have to be able to live their own lives. Also, some people may have forgotten because WandaVision came out so long ago, Monica Rambo has sort of beef with Carol. Now, they didn't mention it in this trailer, but I guarantee you at a certain point in this movie, Monica's going to confront Carol about not being there for her mom when she died. Because it's something that's sort of brought up in WandaVision, and I'm hoping it extends over to the Marvels, because I'm also hoping Monica gets her name. It seems like Monica is going to be learning about it, because I was curious about that too. Because last time we saw Monica, Nick Fury had just sent a scroll down to pick her up to send her out of space. Now we see how that's working out. Nick Fury's in the movie, but it was still curious, right? It was so curious of, okay, Monica has powers. Can she use them? Can she control them? Does she know what they are? Does she have this figured out yet? And from the look of it in the movie, she doesn't. She doesn't have it figured out yet. She doesn't know what she can do. She vaguely knows what she can do. But she's not a superhero. She's not going down, punching people. So clearly, she doesn't completely know what she's doing. It doesn't even seem like she probably doesn't even have her superhero name yet. I guarantee you she's going to get the name Spectrum by the end of this movie, or Photon. Spectrum or Photon. She's been called both. Monica Rambo. She's been called Spectrum, she's been called Photon, and she's also, which is why it's called the Marvels, been called Ms.Marvel in the comics. I think she was called Ms. Marvel before Carol was called Ms. Marvel. Something like that. But she has been called Ms. Marvel in the comics. I am curious, though. Like I said, I'm very curious about how she's going to get her name and whatnot. But overall, this trailer was fucking fun. It was fun. It had a good pace to it. It seems like the three girls are going to have amazing chemistry together. I am a little worried about the villain. We really don't know who it's going to be. I was really rooting for Korvac. Now, if you guys know who Korvac is fucking nuts. He's like... I'm trying to think. He's like if Two-Face had the power of a fucking... Let me think. He's like if Two-Face had the power of a Silver Surfer. Think about some shit like that. Because he's batshit crazy. Now, he's crazy for a reason. He was tortured and shit. And I thought they were going to go mirror image, have a character who could go toe-to-toe with Carol. But I don't know. Seems like they might be going for a different kind of vibe with this movie. Also, I remember there used to be this rumor that the movie was going to be about, the Brood, about some alien shit, about aliens that are, infecting males, so they had to send these three out to handle it because these aliens, attach themselves to men, so they have to send these girls out to handle it, so that because they wouldn't get affected by it. So like, there's a lot of rumors about what it was going to be about, but this quantum entanglement thing is definitely an interesting thing in a movie. I'm curious to see how they're going to work it into combat. That's going to be fun. You know me, I'm an action guy, so I'm just curious about how they're going to work it into the combat. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and what did you think of the Marvels trailer? I thought it was fun as hell. It had a very upbeat vibe. I hope the trailer is how the movie is going to be. Though I hope the movie has some time. Like a lot of the MCU movies have had problems with moving too fast, not giving things stuff time to breathe. I really hope they gave these characters and the movies, this movie in particular, gave the characters time to breathe, because these are 3 characters who are going through shit. So I'm hoping for the best. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.